Good morning, everyone. Cohn Phone Sunday. There's news this morning. Julio Jones just got traded to the Titans. Let's talk about it. I got three things on my mind. The last one's going to piss you off. I'm apologizing ahead of time. And when I get to it, just let you know it's not a big deal yet. But let's talk about the first two things. The third one's going to piss you off. So I'm just prepping you. Okay. I got to piss you off sometimes. It's Sunday morning. Why the Niners didn't trade for Julio Jones. I think it's interesting to see how he finally got dealt for a second and a fourth or a fifth, basically. That's not a lot. And what the Falcons wanted more than anything was to get rid of the contract. It was a salary dump like in the NBA. And all he went for is a second and a fourth. Seems like a lot of teams could have beat that, but didn't want to. So why were so many teams reticent? Like, why didn't the Niners beat it? Why didn't he go for more? Well, he's really expensive. He's 32 years old, and he's going to cost $15 million this year. 11 after that. That's a lot of money. I mean, you tell me how many wide receivers are elite in their mid-30s? I mean, I think it's fair to say that the league was a lot more reticent than fans were about this trade. Fans are like, get him. I think a lot of the league was like, that's a lot of money. 32-year-old wide receiver, locked up long term. What's he got left? So he goes to the Titans. Everyone's like, oh, man, it's a great move for the Titans, right? Are they going to win a Super Bowl now? No. I mean, do you think the Titans are now the Super Bowl frontrunner? No. So they made this big win now move. It complicates their cap. It makes them older. He could still miss games. And they're probably still not going to win the Super Bowl. So I think probably 3-4 years we'll look back and say, hey, the Titans messed up. Titans probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, I know why they did it, but it was desperate. He was old. I mean, can I come back to the thing about the old wide receivers? Not old, but 30-year-old wide receivers. How many of them are great? Jerry Rice was. Tim Brown was. Michael Irvin wasn't. He never made a Pro Bowl in his 30s. I mean, T.O. had longevity. Randy Moss did to an extent. How many other guys, though? I mean, Antonio Brown is not the same player in his 30s that he was in his 20s. Calvin Johnson retired at 30. Anquan Bolden was good for a long time, but he was unique. I mean, Michael Crabtree totally fell off in his 30s. Emmanuel Sanders is not someone you'd want to pay $15 million a year to. I just feel like it's probably there's a reason that so many teams were like, Tennessee, you go for it. Maybe the NFL is too conservative in that. I know now you guys are all naming players who are good into their mid-30s. I mean, worth $15 million at 33? That good? I think that's kind of rare, personally. I mean, this guy missed 7 games last year. Look at Pierre Garçon. Compare the careers of Julio Jones and Pierre Garçon just from a durability standpoint. Pierre Garçon never missed time. Then he came to the Niners at 31, missed 8 games. At 32, missed 8 games, retired the next year. I mean, who's to say Julio Jones won't miss another 7 games this year? And if he does, what will he do? He could retire at any point. I don't know. If a wide receiver in his early 30s, early to mid 30s, his body is breaking down, maybe take that seriously. I don't know. Seems like the rest of the league did, especially if he's this expensive. Just started watching you, Grant. Love the content. Go Bruins. Yeah, go Bruins. Please fire Chip Kelly. I can't stand that coach. So maybe the Niners should have jumped in, but I think a lot of teams could have jumped in and offered more. What you had to do was take on this huge contract for an older wide receiver and hope that it all goes well. Well, the Niners got burned by Pierre Garçon, who they liked a lot too, and it's just that he got old very fast, which is what most wide receivers do. I mean, look at Larry Fitzgerald. That guy's been like the slowest player on that offense for 10 years. Makes a lot of money. So maybe the Niners didn't do the wrong thing. If they need a wide receiver, they can trade for one at the deadline. So real Sunil in my Discord right now saying they could trade for Michael Thomas or Devontae Adams. So I'm sure I'll be making hundreds of videos discussing the possibility of that happening within the next few months. There are ways to get more wide receivers. Plus, there's always Mohamed Sanu and Jawan Jennings and Ross Dwelley and Michael Pruitt. Let's talk Michael Pruitt real quick. I've never talked about him on this channel. The Niners signed Michael Pruitt, the tight end. I just totally missed this. A few days ago, they worked out Delaney Walker who's 40, 37. And then instead of signing him, they signed his like backup, who's 8 years younger, Michael Pruitt. So what do you need to know about Michael Pruitt? Why do they bring him in? What does this mean for Ross Dwelley, your number one fantasy tight end? They're different type players. Michael Pruitt's a blocking specialist. Ross Dwelley is a receiving specialist. I don't think they get in each other's way. The Niners have always wanted to have 4 tight ends. Now they have 4. I think this really is more bad news for Charlie Werner. Charlie Werner is supposed to be the blocking specialist backup. Ross Dwelley is supposed to be the pass catching specialist backup. They didn't bring in last year they brought in a second pass catching specialist backup, Jordan Reed. That really cut into Ross Dwelley's opportunities, playing time. This year they're bringing in a second blocking guy, which makes me wonder is Charlie Werner going to have a role in this offense, or did they look at what he did his rookie year and say, you know what, he's not that good. 6th round pick. We thought he might be able to do this or that, but he's not good. So we're going to bring in a guy who's a vet, who's had, who's better and cheap. So I think that's why Michael Pruitt is here, to push Werner or take his spot entirely in the rotation. I didn't see anything really that encouraging from Werner last year, and I have a very discerning eye. Jay says, you are becoming a must-see weekend. You are becoming a must-see weekend mornings. Agree, we don't need any old receivers that will cost an arm and a leg. Stick with young, high-ceiling dudes. Thank you, Jay. I just think it's interesting that Falcons just wanted to get rid of that contract. I mean, they could have kept him. They could have kept Julio Jones. But they really wanted to get rid of that contract and get rid of him. Maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. They know him very well. They saw what happened last year. They didn't want any more of him. No offense, but it's the young man's game. Wesley says every good play the defense makes, you can hear loud and clear Fred Warner, even on TV, yell, hell yeah. He is the heartbeat of this defense. Pay him. Yeah, he's the heartbeat, and he's the leader, and he's the most mature player on the team. He's everything the Niners need Trey Lance to be, Fred Warner. Fred Warner should be Trey Lance's best friend, his mentor, don't you think? Not Kittle. I got to talk about that in a second. That's what's going to piss you off, but I'm not there yet. Hold on. Murder Max says, didn't want to pay too much for Julio injury-prone Jones anyways. Shoot a shout-out to my 49ers for life, Brody Dilly Dollars, Grant Cohen, Murder Mac. What's up? That was great. I felt it. I smelt it. I felt it. Tamaki44 says, what about targeting Crowder on the Jets? Wasn't there a rumor he could be out over there? He would work. Niners looking for a slot receiver. He would work. I think Jamison Crowder's pretty good. So, yeah, that could work. Sure. All right, last thing. Now it's time to piss you off. Okay. Trey Lance is partying with George Kittle in Las Vegas. You saw the video, right? You saw the video. George Kittle, they're like in some cabana. You know how they do it in Vegas. You got the cabanas walking around. Kittle's like, hey, little tight end, because a couple of girls in bikinis on the T and the E. And then there's Trey Lance walking around, 21 years old. Just turned 21 a week ago. He's in Vegas. I'm not judging Trey Lance, all right? Because I would have done the same thing. Believe I would have done the same thing. But I'm not a franchise quarterback, man. This is very, very hard stuff. There's a lot of pressure. And I just don't think Trey gets it or Kittle gets it. Trey, you're supposed to basically be a 50-year-old man right now. I know you're 21, but the expectation is that you're the franchise guy, you're a CEO, you're the face of the – you're like in the board of directors, man. So I understand. George Kittle says, hey, we're going to Vegas. You got to come. Who are you to say no to George Kittle? He's the man on the team. He's the alpha male. And to turn him down, you want to show that you're one of the guys and you went. All right, man, you did it. Don't do it again. It's not a good look. I'm just trying to help you as a quality control guy. I'm on your side here. But I don't know you. All I know is that you got the platinum TL chain with the matching platinum watch. Cool. I would have got that too. You haven't even signed your contract yet. Where'd you get the money for that? Okay, so you got the platinum chain. TL. Your initials, that's cool. I mean, that's not the most original chain, but they are your initials. So you got it, and you got the watch, and now you went and partied in Vegas. Okay, man, you did it. You're done. You did it. Okay? Next time George Kittle says, hey, you want to party in Vegas? Say, nah, man, I'm learning the playbook. Nah, man, I can't. Sorry, I'm the quarterback of the team. Here's the other thing. I mean, it's two things about it. One, you're letting him lead you around. You're the leader. I know you're only 21. You're the leader, man. Think about that. You should be organizing things. You're the leader, not George Kittle. George Kittle is not a leader. He's a lot of things. He's not a leader. He snitched on you. He roped you into going down to Vegas and then took a video and posted it. He snitched on you too. Okay. Fred Warner wouldn't have done that. I'm just saying. So Trey, man, you did it. I think it's not concerning, but two things you've done since turning 21 and getting rich and famous is buy the platinum chain and watch and go to Vegas and party. I hope it's not like that. That should just be the end of that. I just feel like you should probably stop, man, because no one knows how they're going to respond to fame and money. I don't know how I would respond to it, but it changes you, dude. You were chilling in North Dakota. No one knew who you were until like 6 months ago. Just chilling in North Dakota, working hard, gym rat, good player. Now you're the number 3 pick in the draft and you're iced out and you're in Vegas. I just feel like you should slow down a little bit. You know, I'm 12 years older than you. My brother's 12 years older than me. I'm trying to help you out here, man. Kittle is a bad influence. Don't listen to that dude. Just be like, thanks, George. No. Grant said, don't go to Vegas. Grant told me I can't go. Just blame it on me, man. I'm in your corner. Say quality control said I can't go. I went last time. We had a great time. I got more work than you. You always have more work than the next guy on the team. Kittle can go. Who cares? He's the best player in the league, on the team, whatever. And he's not learning. He knows the playbook. He knows his assignments. You have 20 years of studying to do, man. It's rough. It's a lot of responsibility to be the quarterback of the team, man. But I'm just trying to look out for you, man. I think you know. It's hard to say no to George Kittle, right? It's hard. But you said yes. You did it, man. You got that out of your way. I don't think you need to go to Vegas. I think that should probably be the last Vegas trip of the year for you. Do another Vegas trip in February after you win the Super Bowl, all right? I think that's it. I think you're good. I think you got the chain. You got the watch. You went to Vegas. I think you did it. You got it out of your system now, right? Now you can go be the 50-year-old board member on the CEO. That's all I'm saying. All right. Okay. The coach doesn't like it. Let's see. Grant, no need for the warning. If anyone is surprised by your take on Lance in Vegas, they're casuals. I'm not mad at Lance. I'm just being like, man, dude, you see where this is going, Trey? You are under more scrutiny than Kittle. I know it doesn't seem like you are, but you are. I'm not trying to like come down hard on you right here. I'm trying to get out in front of this. I'm your PR director right now. I'm your agent. Hey, man, you're a kid. You don't understand how this looks, but few more things like this and you struggle at first, people are going to hold this against you. And I don't want that to happen to you because I might have to hold it against you. So I'm just saying, you need to say no. The next stage of your development is saying no to George Kittle. Practice in the mirror. No, George, not this time. Not this time, George. I have more work than you, George. What would Fred Warner do? That's what you should just go through life. What would Fred Warner do? Ray Sanchez, Jimmy gave, man, Ray, only $3 too. He slid that in there for $3. Lance didn't look happy to be there. Well, Kittle snitched on him. He should have been like, here's the thing, Trey. Here's my last thing. This is my last piece of advice. You can go to Vegas if you want, all right, man. You can do whatever you want to do in life. But there's still one rule, player. Don't get caught. How did you let George Kittle take that video, man? Why were you posing in pictures? Don't get caught. You could go to Vegas every weekend if you want to, but there's still one rule, buddy. Don't get caught. Young Jeezy taught me that. I don't know. Maybe he's too young to know about Young Jeezy. Maybe he's too young. I don't know. I don't know what kids these days be telling each other, but that was the rule when I was a kid. Don't get caught, right? You're just going to let him take a video? You should have stopped that. You should have taken his cell phone and thrown it in the pool. Be like, I'll buy you 2 more, man. Are you kidding me, George? But George is a mischief maker, man. He got you. He got you. He did. All right, let's take some calls. You let me go on for 15 minutes. Thank you. All right, hold on. Let me put this in the description. Boom. All right, it's in the description now. Now I'm putting it in the chat. I just feel like George Kittle doesn't have Trey Lance's best interest at heart, man. Don't trust that man. He's messing with you. He's hazing you. Say no. You're the leader. What's up, Aruna?
Wow, I'm first.
Go to Vegas. Let's go to Vegas, man. and Kittle.
I can't hear you properly.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Never mind. What's going on?
Okay. Yeah. So I just want to go off the today's topic, Trey Lance.
Okay.
So I just wanted to touch base with something you discussed with Jason last week.
Sure.
You talked about YouTube engagement, entertainment factor. So I have been following some of upcoming YouTubers who have great content, but I have felt that they can get improved and some observations from a fan perspective, from a follower perspective, right? Two things. First thing is most of these people they are good content creators, they have good ideas, but they think that YouTube is just a one-to-one replacement to national media, TV. So they think about themselves as they are another like Stephen A. Max Keller. They have that pride. Now, if you have that, you can't have that engagement with the fans because you have to respect your fans and try to show that you really care for them. If you don't do that, people don't come to you. Because a couple of days ago, I was explaining to a radio presenter who is like 30 years in the business. So he asked me, why would you go on Twitch and subscribe to, I was telling about your channel, Grant's channel, paying $3.99, that sometimes I would miss your episodes, right?
Yes.
He asked me, what's the reason? Why would you pay $3.99? I said, he knows me by my name. I'm in that social circle. I feel like I'm a part of that family. So that's
and you
why
feel like you're part of the coverage, right? I mean, we can discuss. You can tell me, hey, man, talk to Kyle, do this. It's a collaborative experience, and you can't get that from any other beat writer. That's the whole point.
Yes,
it's collaborative. So,
yes. If you're not willing to do that, if you are proud and think that okay, I'm the next big guy.
It's all about me. It's all about me. Yeah. Everyone just wants to hear my opinion. Nah, man. People want to tell you their opinion. They want you to listen.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
It's true. Yep.
Yeah. The second thing is time management, right? Even when you do any session, I think other than Cohn phone, everything is under 60 minutes.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
Even you do that, you break it out to 5-minute pieces.
It's digestible.
Yes. Yeah. Why TikTok is so much popular and went successful? Just 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. YouTube have now something called YouTube Shorts.
Yeah,
just
that's true.
1-minute videos.
Yeah.
So everyone loves to follow. So if you can do that time management properly, and the first thing, important thing, respect your fans, get the engagement. Because right now I have started unfollowing some of these guys that were
don't engage.
Yes,
they don't engage.
Great content creators.
I don't need to be here to feed your ego and give you another subscription. Yeah. No.
I mean, basically, to be honest, in my mind, I was saying, who the hell are you? Who do you think?
Exactly. Yeah. You don't even cover the team, man. You're not even there. So why don't you engage a little bit? Why don't we make this a conversation? I agree, man. Good call.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Always great to see you. All right. I'm gonna do my little Sunday tradition and bump side of the front of the line because he's got places to be and he only calls in on Sunday, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Grant. How are you? Thanks for bumping me up.
Of course. How you doing?
Yeah.
Let's talk.
I'm doing good. Yeah. So I think what a way to start the day with the Julio news.
Julio.
Yeah, exactly. After all that we talked, I do think specifically related to Julio, the fact that he doesn't practice, I feel that would have been a big no-go for Kyle as well. Because again, we have talked about it, how they make everybody practice, right? I mean, even D Ford, when they clearly knew he never practiced, they made him practice. I think not practicing would have been a no-go for them.
I agree.
Yeah. So
his body's starting to break down. If one team has to take that seriously, it's the Niners.
Yeah.
It's the Niners. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the other one that I wanted to talk, and in fact, it kind of, I didn't expect that you were going to talk about Trey Lance. In fact, the thing that I had thought about and wanted to come and talk today to you was to get your thoughts on, I know that Kyle made this statement when Trey was drafted, right? That he has that CEO personality.
Yes.
From your perspective, why do you think that CEO personality is important for a quarterback?
Because he's under the most pressure. He's the face of the franchise. He's not one of the guys. You're partially one of the guys in the locker room, but you're partially like in the front office. You make more than everyone. You're under more. I mean, you never really see Drew Brees doing stuff like that or Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady would go to the Kentucky Derby, kind of earn that. And he gets drunk after he wins a Super Bowl. But other than that, you don't really see him doing stuff like that. I feel like the classic successful quarterback has just always carried themselves like they're 55 years old. They don't have time for stuff like that. But maybe I'm just old-fashioned.
I think because I'm also sort of curious to understand, because Kyle specifically talked, and we have talked about Jimmy as well, and why Jimmy doesn't have that CEO personality, right? It is, he always.
But you never hear Jimmy partying though. I mean, I don't know what he does with his free time, but you never see him. He's not trying to like be in the limelight, you know?
Correct. Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that has always struck me about the CEO personality is again that decision making, right?
Yes.
And I wonder if it has got to do with that, because again, we have talked quite a bit about how Jimmy is not the best decision maker under pressure, especially in the pocket. Yeah. And maybe that's where Trey is very good. I mean, and I know that you also made the statement from the training camp report that, hey, like the pressure was coming on his face, he was calm as cool, right? And Kyle has talked about that as well, in terms of like how he saw the film and how he was cool, calm, and composed, and then he met the person and he saw the same person that he saw in the film. And I wonder if that is what, I mean, would you attribute that to the CEO personality?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you say someone has a CEO personality, what you're saying is that they're mature beyond their years. It's like I'm talking to, it's like I'm talking to a 50-year-old man right here. This person is 21 years old. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure you think, but are you really fully formed? Have you really fully formed your personality at 21? Maybe not. He just turned 21. He's been hiding under a rock in North Dakota his whole, the last few years. He grew up in Minnesota. Now he's on the West Coast. He's good looking. He's rich. And George Kittle's all up in his face, giving him pressure. Hey, we're going to Vegas. That's some serious pressure. He hasn't faced pressure like that before. You can say no to George Kittle. He didn't say no to George Kittle. Next time you should probably say no to George Kittle, or organize the trip yourself. Go fishing. Organize a fishing trip.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But I think it'll be curious to see how this evolves. But I agree with you. Like, why put yourself in these positions, right? But I look forward to I think when the real games start, how cool, calm, and composed he is under pressure. That's something that I'm looking for.
He'll be fine. And we're just trying to give him a little life lessons here, man. George Kittle didn't have your back. I probably would have caved in the same situation. If George Kittle invited me to Vegas now, I'd be like, yeah. Right. But again, I'm not the franchise quarterback. That's a lot of pressure. Yeah. That's like the most pressure. It's like being a senator, although it's more pressure than that probably.
Yeah.
Exactly. Once you start losing, you just get nitpicked to death.
Yeah, exactly. All these will come back.
Everything you do is a problem. Every single thing you've ever done in your life wasn't. Yeah. So I'm just trying to help.
But at the same time, the flip side of it is maybe he's confident enough that, hey, like I'll be able to handle these. So we'll see. Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
But thanks, Grant, and love again. Shout out to you for the All 49ers Junior roundtable. That was awesome. Like, so I think every week you're doing something truly breakthrough, so that's it's fun to follow that. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, take care.
Take care.
Speaking of that, girls never call into the show ever. If you're a girl and you're watching and you don't feel comfortable calling into the Cohn phone because it's such a male-dominated thing, email me. I'd like to do an all-girl roundtable. If you're interested, email me, grantcohn@gmail.com. I'll put it out on Twitter too. But I've noticed that girls never call in. I mean, I feel like, are you just chilling in the back and you feel unwelcome, or are you not watching at all? So this is my shout out to the girls out there. You're welcome to come in and talk too. This is a safe space. Alejandra does call in. Let's give Alejandra credit. I'm trying to do an all-girl roundtable. Let me know if you're into it. Not your average sports kid.
That's what
big star, man. What's up, man?
I was like chewing Alejandra.
Yeah, Alejandra's great. Alejandra definitely definitely would be in the show.
Man, yesterday I was trying to call in and I kept lagging out because I was at like my dad's pool and the internet was so bad. And it's like, it honestly felt like when you play sports and you're injured and you have to watch your own team play, like, this guy is me.
I know it's hard to find good upload speed out here in these streets, man. It's tough. You need Verizon or something.
Exactly.
I don't have it.
Well,
I don't have Verizon. Yeah.
So bad.
Yep. So what's up?
I wanted to get into this topic, and it's kind of controversial. It's like really controversial. So I think if Kyle doesn't have a good year, he should be fired.
Ooh. How do you define good year?
Huh?
How do you define good year?
He's got to have an above 500 record.
Yeah.
He's got, I don't know, man. I'm looking. He went 6-10 in 2017, 4-12 in 2018, 13-3 in 2019, and 2020 went 6-10. He only had 1 year above 500, and that was the year he went to the Super Bowl. And then he went 29-35 is his overall record. I was watching Brett Lackey interview yesterday, and he was interviewing our backup fullback, I believe.
Honkett.
Yeah, Honkett.
Okay.
So he said they were talking about what the running back room wants and what the coach wants. And what came up, what I really noticed was I was planning to do this yesterday. He said, he was like, yeah, the running back coach, and especially Kyle, he wants us and every single player on this offense to be the predator, not the prey. It's usually flipped. They want us to be the predator, and they refuse that. They want us to not want to go out of bounds at all. It's like,
right, that's true.
I would want you to go out of bounds a little bit. I mean, look at our injury history.
That's a good point.
Nick, Debo, Kittle, Ayuk was out for.
And who embodies that? Who embodies that play style though? Kittle, Debo.
Exactly.
That's what they want. That's why they get these guys.
Wilson. That's why they get them. But the problem is you're overusing this. These guys got to calm down a little bit. You talk about the way they practice. This is definitely going to be the way too. Now, these guys are dogs. But if they're going to keep going out on the field and fighting for everything and they're being beat up, I love it to death. But when you're killing your own players, like not killing, you know what I mean? They're hurting.
You're fighting for the extra yards. Well, that's going to come at a price.
That's going to come at a big price. That's why they're called Yak Bros. That's why.
Exactly. That's true.
Debo, Kittle. That's why they're the Yak Bros. That's going to come at an extent. Ayuk missed 4 games. Kittle's going to miss at least a couple games. Debo's going to miss a couple games. It's just going to. I feel like this play style is not working as well as it should be. The fact this record really stands out to me because I don't get how we go 13-3 one year and the rest of the years we don't have a win. We don't have a game that's over 6 games. I know.
So, let's come back to that. If he has another losing season, you got to consider it, man. You got to consider it. I think so, too, because I don't think anyone really expects it to happen, but it could. And again, if his name wasn't Kyle Shanahan, if it was Kyle Bananahan, all right, and he wasn't related to Mike Shanahan, and he was just working on losing season number 5 out of 6, you wouldn't get a 7th chance. If his name was Kyle Bananahan. That's what I'm just saying. So he's lucky he's not, because that's a stupid name. But he's lucky that he's got these bloodlines because everyone sees it from his perspective. Well, he's had injuries, he's had this, and win this year. Exactly. End of story.
This is what I was listening to First Take the other day. They were talking about Tim Tebow. Most people, they don't get handed this opportunity. Tim Tebow, famous, played football. Oh, you're going to get the starting tight end job. You've never played tight end in your life. What are you thinking? You're signing this guy? Like, how does that make sense? He goes from a minor league baseball player, an NFL quarterback, to an NFL tight end after being out for how long has he been? 5 years?
5 years.
And then
more than that.
I wanted to get to this last thing.
All right, real quick. I got to take some more.
Yeah. So, and I don't like this because he's taking over John Lynch's job. Meaning, the way I looked at that draft, I saw some of those picks, and I'm like, that's not other than Trey Lance, I was like, that's not a John Lynch pick. That's a Kyle Shanahan pick. That's a Kyle Shanahan player, and that's a Kyle Shanahan need and want, so he's going to go get that. I felt like this draft was a Kyle Shanahan draft more than a John Lynch. And you got to think about it. Say Kyle Shanahan took over that first pick, we could have Mac Jones as our quarterback.
Yep. I hear you, man. All right, man. I got to take some more calls. It was good. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
Peace. Good stuff. Real quick, Tim Myers says, hey, man, I tried calling in several times, never can get through. I got some fire questions for you. All right, well, since you paid $5, I'll jump you to the front of the line. What's up, man? How you doing? Hey, you're muted. Just press that little microphone. There you go. What's up?
I got you. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Oh, nice. What's going on?
Originally from the Bay Area.
Oh, cool.
So,
all right.
Yeah. But so I'm kind of gonna tag on what that kid said last. I mean, I'm not really understanding why everybody's in love with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, I understand that, he comes with a big name and everything like that, but his record doesn't show anything. He's conservative when he should be aggressive in games. He's aggressive when he should be playing conservative. And I honestly don't think that his coaching style plays well with the quarterback that we just drafted. I would take him right now. I would trade Kyle Shanahan while his value is still high, grab 2 first-round picks, and grab that offensive coordinator from KC or Buffalo, Eric Bieniemy or whatever like that. I think
Brian Daboll.
They would play better with Lance since he is our future. And what do you think?
Well, do that next year. If you wanted to trade Kyle, doing it before Robert Saleh left would have been interesting because you could have given the team to Saleh. But gives Kyle one more year, give him a chance with Trey Lance, and if they have an abysmal season and he has another losing season, then you could trade Kyle and hire Brian Daboll, who developed Josh Allen.
And then also, I think that I'm still on the Fields train. I think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, I know everybody says Ohio State quarterbacks, don't succeed in the league and all that stuff. But, I mean, you could go down the list of starting quarterbacks from Josh Allen. No quarterbacks come through that's successful in his program. Texas Tech with Mahomes. I mean, you could just go down the list where their college careers haven't really been the best for future quarterbacks. So, I mean, yeah.
I hear you, man. Hey, well, thanks for calling in. I got to take some more calls, but good stuff, dude. I'm glad I got you in.
Bye.
All right. I mean, I know you're next, but we got a girl in the chat. We got a girl. We got to jump her to the front, man. This is the first in the Cohn phone history. Cohn phone history.
Hey, what's up, Grant?
What's up, Grace? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
I had some quarterback topics again. Kind of relating to what the last guy said. I'll kind of combine that into what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm thinking that I should lay out the outline of the team, and I think that the 49ers are definitely a run-first team, and because of that, they also need to be really quick reacting, and they also don't throw down the field. And the reason why they need to be quick reacting is their O-line isn't necessarily the strongest, and being slow reactors get them hurt in the run game too.
Ooh,
and then, if you're slow reacting, you hand off the ball, well, all the defensive players are already there to tackle you. They're already in position to tackle you right there. You don't get yardage off that. That may change as Trey Lance matures as a quarterback, because he might be able to throw more downfield, and then because this is the Jimmy offense, so there might be some more.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened with the Niners 10 years ago when Alex Smith and Colin Kaepernick were the quarterbacks. Alex Smith didn't throw the ball down the field. It was all running it was all runs and short passes, and the defense just kind of constricts and only has to defend this much of the field. And then Colin Kaepernick comes in and it's like he can throw all over, he can run all over. The same effect could happen. It could really open up the run game, don't you think?
Yeah, and us fans, we're not there watching the practices. Yeah, us as fans, we're not watching the practices there. I know you are, but I mean, we don't get to.
Only a few.
Based off of what based off of what you said from the Smith and Kaepernick time era. I know that there were two completely different offenses and schemes drawn up for them individually. Us as fans, we currently don't know how different it is. I think you know, but we don't really know.
No. They're not going to show me that much. I mean, they show me some, but I'm sure there's a lot. We see 1/3 of OTA, so I'm sure there's a lot that they don't want us to see, and they structure it so we don't see it.
Yeah, and then I
haven't seen him run one zone read yet. I think he's running zone reads. They don't do it in front of us.
Yeah, and I also wanted to just come on here and reassure fans that, just based off of what you see in practices and all the practice reports you hear for all the different quarterbacks, regardless of whether it's good or bad, don't be panicked, because every quarterback has different strengths and weaknesses, and some of those are on display during practice. Some of them aren't, like you said, right?
That's true.
And I just wanted to like go over it and say that out of all the 5 quarterbacks, well, there was no chance we were going to get Trevor Lawrence. We'd have to trade like 10 first-round picks to even have a chance at him, right? And the thing with Zach Wilson, obviously, I feel like the Jets were like already wanting him, and like they were definitely going to take him at number 2. So we'd have to trade up a lot to get him, and that's like, I don't know. I've never been a super big fan of Zach Wilson because like injury concerns, and like he has crazy good throws, but some of the shorter throws are like, you know.
Yeah, and his face.
Yeah,
something about his face.
Like,
I don't know what it is.
I think Trey is a raw talent.
Yes.
He has a lot of raw talent. He has like intangibles. He has the work ethic and everything. I think he was a really good pick there. And Justin Fields, it's like the holding the ball thing. If you think about it in the Super Bowl, here's what I wanted to say to the fans. It's like last time we went to the Super Bowl was 2019. We had a stacked roster, and then we had Jimmy Garoppolo under center, right? Yeah. It's like we were this close to winning the Super Bowl. If we have another rerun at that, fans are going to lose their minds. If we lose the Super Bowl for the same reasons we lost the 2019 one, fans are going to lose their minds. Yeah. And if you think about it, Jimmy lost it because of a combination of inaccurate throws and bad decision-making, really bad decision-making.
The interception?
Yeah, the interception, it's kind of like, and also Justin Fields' interception at Indiana. It's like, you can't have that in the Super Bowl. Like, if we have that in the Super Bowl, fans are going to lose their minds again.
That's what I was saying. Thank you. I totally agree.
You know, like you just can't have it. You can't teach someone to be a better decision maker. You can fix someone's mechanics to make them more accurate. You can't fix how someone's brain reacts to pressure, right?
Yes, you say all these things so much better than I do. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you just be my designated talker from now on? I'll be like, I'll just whisper in your ear what I mean to say, and then you say it because it's like way better when it comes out of you.
Yeah, and also great job. Matt Jones thing is like, can you have him winning the Super Bowl? You think he can hit Emmanuel Sanders in that Jimmy Garoppolo throw that he missed?
He couldn't even hit it in his pro day.
I don't know. So that's why I just wanted to come on here and reassure fans. Like, Trey is the right pick. I don't know if it was worth trading up that much, but hey, we got there, and if he's good, it's so worth it, right? I think he, out of all the three quarterbacks that we had a chance at getting at number 3, he was definitely the right pick, regardless of what you hear from practice, because his full potential isn't on display there.
A+ call. You just came in here as a rookie and laid it down like a Hall of Famer. Before you go,
join some of the junior roundtables.
Yeah, I'm trying to do. Yes, absolutely. Where you from? How old are you?
I'm from Niners land.
Okay.
And I'm 14.
Wow, man. All the best callers are 13 and 14. Great job, Grace.
Oh, I have a quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
It's really fast. It's nothing to do with this. I was just wondering because no one really asked it. So I noticed in D'Amico Ryan's press conference, he brought up like other quarterbacks, and he was asked like, "Hey, what do you think about the other quarterbacks in the NFC West?" So he started going like really in detail with the other 3 quarterbacks, and I was just wondering, isn't there a rule that coaches aren't allowed to talk about other teams' players or something?
I think you're allowed to talk about them in the sense of like, this is what I think of defending them and game planning against them, but not in terms of like, yeah, I'd like him on my team, because that's tampering.
Okay.
That's tampering. Yeah.
I was just not sure, but
DM me. We'll work out a time to get you in a round table. Thank you very much. Great call.
Okay, bye.
Bye. That was great. I said it. She arrived. Nice. Amin, you're up.
I don't know how I'm gonna like do better than that. Okay, I was like sitting there. I'm like, damn. Okay.
She did great. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Some smart people on the show. Hold on real quick. Trey Niners has something to say. They need to bring in Frank Gore to teach players how to protect their bodies. That alone is worth picking him up. These injuries don't make sense. Hey, man, he can join the quality control staff with me. Me and Frank and Richard Sherman. Quality control. All right, I mean, what you thinking? What's up?
So I just want to like sidetrack what everybody else said about Kyle Shanahan and that Kyle Shanahan is not a good head coach. Like, I get that he choked the Super Bowl, but if we trade or if we fire Kyle Shanahan is going to get a job in 1 second. And if he makes it to the Super Bowl and wins Super Bowls with other teams, then all Niner fans are going to be like, why the hell do you do that, Dirk, right?
But and what if he has another in this year? I mean, how would you reconcile that? Make that okay in your mind that he lost again? He's not. It hasn't happened yet, but if he does.
But we also saw what Kyle Shanahan's peak was when everybody was healthy.
That's true.
We saw what Kyle Shanahan took us 13-3 into the Super Bowl when everybody was healthy. So we've done that before. We've been there and we've done that. With all the injuries on the team, Kyle Shanahan's not going to be a good coach. Like, that's just what you expect. You're not going to be able to win the Super Bowl or win playoffs games with Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard under center. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Like, we saw what Kyle Shanahan could do when everybody was healthy. But when everybody wasn't healthy, then if we like, people say that, no, he's a bad head coach, fire him if he doesn't have a good season. If he doesn't have a good season this year, if everybody's healthy, yes, then fire him, right?
But trade him.
Or trade him, right? And
yeah.
try to what's it called?
Bring Dayball or whoever. Yeah.
Grindable, right?
Someone who has developed a quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But if the team is healthy and he doesn't play good, yeah, fire him. But if the team isn't healthy and we go like 5-13, I think 5-12, 5-13, then how is that his fault? Because Kyle Shanahan can't win games with guys like Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard and those guys. He just can't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't put anybody. You can't put the Chiefs and expect them to win with Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard. I don't.
You know what's going to happen though? What could happen? I'm sorry to cut you off, but what could happen to this guy is Kyle Shanahan, the GM, gets Kyle Shanahan, the head coach, traded, fired. It's like, yeah, man, he's a good head coach when his guys are healthy, but he picked these guys and they're not healthy. So they used to say that about his dad. That Mike Shanahan, the executive, got Mike Shanahan, the head coach, fired. Happens, man. He needs to think about, maybe overextending himself, delegating, getting someone better to pick the players, because that is going to be the thing that ultimately puts him on the hot seat.
I want to move on to my main topic. What I was going to say.
Go ahead.
My main topic is if Trey Lance doesn't be a good NFL player and he's not an NFL star.
Mm-hmm.
If he's not an NFL star, let's rewind to 2017. We had the 3rd overall pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Right?
Mm-hmm. Let's
pretend like we didn't know all about this DUI stuff, and we don't pretend that Patrick Mahomes is an amazing quarterback. In 2017, our quarterback was Brian Hoyer. It was Brian Hoyer. Instead of like, if Solomon Thomas turned out to be like an Aaron Donald or even like a TJ Watt, yeah, we could forget about that. But if Trey Lance isn't a successful quarterback on the Niners, or he's just not a successful quarterback in the NFL, I wouldn't blame Kyle Shanahan. I would blame John Lynch. Because John Lynch had the opportunity to draft who's a safer pick. If we didn't know about all this DUI stuff and all the allegations or whatever on Deshaun Watson, who's a safer pick? Deshaun Watson? Well, we don't know what Patrick Mahomes would become, but Deshaun Watson or Trey Lance, who would be a safer pick? Deshaun Watson was, because he played at Clemson. He played at a big school. He played against teams like Ohio State, Alabama.
That was the original sin that the Niners created right there.
That was the original. That should have been the pick, right? And especially what made it worse, that Solomon Thomas was horrible. He's not even on our team after like 4 years. He's not on the team anymore. So if Trey Lance doesn't work out, I would blame John Lynch. I was like, you had the opportunity to draft Deshaun Watson. I know now about all his allegations about all that, but we didn't know that in 2017. So back in 2017, when Brian Hoyer was under center, we could have drafted Deshaun Watson. The quarterback is one of the, or if not the most important position on the field. If you don't have a good quarterback, you can't succeed in the NFL. And Niners fans know that well. Because we had a good team, we just don't have the quarterback. And the quarterback got injured, and our team was horrible. So without a good quarterback, our team isn't that good. So if Trey Lance doesn't work out, I'm not wishing bad on Trey Lance, because I want Trey Lance to succeed. I want him to take us to the Super Bowl, and I want him to take us to the playoffs, and I want to win like 12-plus games. But if Trey Lance doesn't work out, and we have him for like 3 years, or God forbid he turns out to be like a Jamarcus Russell or something like that.
Blake Bortles, right? Who knows? Yeah.
I would blame John Lynch, because you had the opportunity to draft guys like Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes.
You decided to pass up on them. Like, we don't know if Patrick Mahomes would have been that good, but Deshaun Watson would have been a safer pick over Trey Lance. Deshaun Watson would have just been a safer pick. And you could have drafted him, but instead you went with a defensive.
You had to do this super risky, desperate thing because you messed up 4 years ago. You put yourself in this position. Yeah.
You could have you tried to draft a defensive lineman when quarterback is easily the most important position on the field. You tried to draft a D lineman, which makes no sense to me. And especially it makes it worse that D lineman is not even on the team anymore, and he's garbage.
John, are you listening? Amin has some things to say to you. Good call, Amin. I like that shirt, by the way. It's a nice shirt. It's a good one. You're styling, man. You did a good job following that. You got 2 A+ calls in a row, man. You did great. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. See you in the Discord. Oh, you already know he's next.
Yes,
I'll see you, man.
Next.
Later. Peripheral Vision says maybe the Niners should make Trey watch a documentary of Jamarcus Russell pass so he knows what not to do. I don't think he has anything in common with Jamarcus Russell, man. But yeah, he should probably do that. All right, Shardal. What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I think the Julio Jones trade to Tennessee, the Tennessee trade for Julio Jones, I think it was a good move for him because
Why?
him and Derrick Henry will pair together really well.
Oh, that's a good point. I agree with that. That's a good
Derrick
point.
Henry,
Yeah, how do you defend both of them?
and they're
That's-
both from Alabama, so that's also something great to say.
I hadn't thought of that.
Alabama's Crimson Tide, so two of
You think they'll win the Super Bowl?
former Alabama Crimson Tide players will be on the same team.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very much. Do you think they'll win the Super Bowl, the Titans?
I think so.
Oh,
Derrick
wow.
Henry's one of the toughest tight ends out there.
He is. Do you think Ryan Tannehill's good enough though?
What?
Do you think Ryan Tannehill is good enough though? He's the quarterback over in Tennessee. You think he's good enough?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how would you compare Julio Jones over Ryan Tannehill?
Well, they play different positions. I think Julio Jones will make Ryan Tannehill better. Tannehill is number 17. He's one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league, maybe. I don't know. So
I was really upset that the 49ers passed on Julio Jones because that really upsetted me. I was really like looking forward to him being on the Niners, but when he passed, I said like, what are you doing? Like, why are you passing on the Niners? Why are you going for? You're a traitor. You're like leaving the Niners and going for another team. Like, why are you doing that? Stay with the Niners. Don't be a traitor.
So you're mad at Julio.
So I'm actually mad on Julio Jones.
You're mad at Julio.
That he left.
But technically, he was never on the 49ers. He didn't actually come here to leave. I'm just technically. But you're mad.
No, I'm saying that I really wanted him on the Niners.
I saw. So you had felt emotionally attached to him already.
That he would get traded to the Niners.
Maybe that's my fault though. Maybe I got your hopes up.
Yeah,
maybe you should be mad at me.
I was so hopeful that he would come, and then like my hopes got like drowned out. Like it wasn't gonna happen.
But maybe that's my fault though. Maybe I got your hopes up.
You think things are gonna happen, but then in the end they don't happen. So like you're like a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, that's how it works in life, right? When you get your hopes up and it doesn't happen, it's like, why did I get my hopes up? Well, Grant told me it might happen. I'm sorry, man. I thought it could.
For the Green Bay Packers and San Francisco 49ers home opener, what's the score prediction? What do you think the score is going to look like? You think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game? Low-scoring game?
Tough one, man. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to play in that one. It could be a low-scoring run first game if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. It's a tough one. I don't know. I'm going to say 20-24.
So you're saying
Niners
you're saying it's not going to be a high-scoring game? It's going to
not if Rodgers doesn't play, and it doesn't seem like Rodgers wants to play for them anymore.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. My main takeaway is how angry you are at Julio Jones. Hey, don't let it ruin your day, man. It's all right. The Niners are going to be okay, man. Who's to say Julio's still Julio? If you know what I mean.
Bring my hopes down, but I don't let them bring my hopes down.
Don't let Julio Jones ruin your day. All right. Yeah. Because you got too much going on for you, man. You're Chardal.
Yeah. I got a lot of stuff going on. I can't let Julio Jones put me down.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't let him do it to you, man.
I can't.
Don't let him do it. No, absolutely not. You working today?
No, I don't work today. It's my day off today.
Oh, nice, man. You gonna be watching a little basketball?
A little bit more basketball.
That's what's up. Hey, have a great day, man. It's always a pleasure. Everyone is really excited to see you, man. A+ as always.
Have a great day, Grant.
Hey, shout out to some of your fans. Just say shout out to the fans real quick because they want to say they're calling you the GOAT.
I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay. See ya. Take care.
See you next Saturday, Grant.
All right. See you next Saturday. There he is. The legend. He's fantastic. He is fantastic. Darius, I'm going to get you next. I promise. I see you there with that Frank Gore jersey. I'm going to get you next, but I got to get the Bay Area baller. I got to get the Bay Area baller, man. Because you never know. He could be gone. What's up? You got things to do,
Grant?
places to. What's up?
How are you?
I'm great, man. It's good to see you.
Heck yeah. Hey, Grant, I'm not worried about this Vegas video.
I'm not worried about it either. I'm just trying to give him a little advice. You know what I'm saying? Like a big brother. Hey, man.
Unless a bad video comes out, Grant. If we get a video of someone drunk stumbling around, that would be a bad look. Then it's bad. But now
exactly. He wasn't drunk at all. He was just, man, he got caught in 4K. It was not fair. And Kittle did it, man. Ooh,
as far as I know, Trey is the responsible one. He's
That's what I'm saying.
He's going to be the one at the club, at 11:30. Hey guys, let's go back to the hotel. Let's go watch some film. All right.
Exactly.
As far as I know, that's what Trey's doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trey, as far as I'm concerned, that's what you did when you were there. You were chaperoning. Good for you. That is leadership. George, that's enough. George, that's enough right there. 2 drinks, that's it. I like it, Trey.
Hey, Grant, I think I know what we're going to do about the wide receiver 3 position.
Oh, tell me.
It's going to be wide receiver by committee.
I agree.
It's going to be
situational.
Exactly. Down in distance, if it's 3rd and 5, maybe you want River Craycraft out there to run something short.
Get the hell out of here. No offense, River Craycraft, but he couldn't. How about someone who can catch the ball? Sanu, Jennings, maybe Craycraft. And then on first down, when you're trying to stretch the field off play action, boom, Richie James, Travis Benjamin.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's going to be, by committee. But what I want to talk about today is players that we are either higher or lower than the consensus, than kind of like the average 49er fan. Yeah. So let me go first. A player that I'm higher than most, and it's a guy you like, so I'm stealing him from you. It's Kevin Givens. I love Kevin Givens.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Is he good in Madden?
You know what? No, they're not. They're not giving him the respect in Madden yet. After this year, he's going to blow up. He'll be at 80 overall, but that's what's up. He's got that quickness from the inside. He can shoot the gaps. You see him just shooting gaps on the run where he sneaks through a guard and a center.
He's exactly what they wanted Solomon Thomas to be. Well, I mean, he's not. They wanted Solomon Thomas to be Aaron Donald, but he's what Solomon Thomas should have been. He's actually quick through those B gaps.
Yes, and he's got those quick moves. He's got the finesse moves to get by the guard.
6'1". Yeah.
So I really like Kevin Givens. You give me a guy that you're either higher or lower than, Grant, than the consensus.
I'm lower on Javon Kinlaw than the consensus. Everyone thinks that like the light bulb's going to go off. I just think he's been misbuilt. He's not really a pass rusher. He's a very good player, but he's not really a sophisticated pass rusher. And I don't know that he's going to develop that part of the game. I've never really seen someone develop that part of their game in the NFL. So I think maybe the expectations for him are a little out of whack because of where he was drafted, but I think he's a good player. He may never be like a consistent 8-9 sack a year guy, but I think people have their expectations a little out of whack with him.
Kinlaw. Ton of power. When I think of Kinlaw, it's power. If he's one-on-one with a guard, he's going to push the pocket and compress it.
No doubt.
Right. He doesn't have those moves. Remember, Buckner had those sweet swim moves and man, he had all the moves. Why did Buckner go? But I got to stop complaining about that.
Yeah.
All right. A guy that I'm higher than most, Raheem Mostert. I love Raheem Mostert. I want this guy on the field. He is so darn good.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be practicing. Get him on the field, give him 9 to 11 carries a game and see what he can do. Just don't give him too much of a workload.
Yes. A player that I'm lower than, Grant, a guy that I don't really like, Tarvarius Moore. I'm sorry, Tarvarius Moore. You take bad angles. I started rewatching the Bills game from last season.
Bad.
This guy is guarding grass, Grant. There's a player running right at him in the seam. And he completely just leaves him to just guard some grass. And Josh Allen hits the seam. And it's like, Tarvarius Moore, do you have eyes? The guy's running right at you. Guard him.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else is going to take that guy? Yep.
So I'm tired of Tarvarius Moore. And that leads
I think the thing is with I think Moore better athlete than football player.
100%. That's why he got drafted in the 3rd round. He's 6'1", 6'2", ran the 4.29 or whatever he ran.
Yeah, whatever. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm happy we re-signed my guy on a 1-year deal. It's the guy I like more than most. I like him more than you. And that's Jaquaski Tart. I love me some Jaquaski Tart. The way Tart. he makes a lot of tackles for loss. He's great in the run. Coverage, on occasion, he might get lost, but
no, I like Tart. I like Tart a lot. He needs to stay healthy. I like Tart. He can stay healthy. I mean, Ward had injury issues forever and hasn't had them the last couple of years. So, could happen for Tart.
Yes. Oh, yes. You know what? I forgot to mention one thing about Tarvarius Moore. You remember in the Super Bowl, that pass interference on Travis Kelce, where he mugged Travis Kelce in the end zone, pass interference, balls at the 1.
Total panic play.
Try to find the ball. Why the heck was he in the game there? I would rather have Witherspoon. If we're putting one-on-one, man-to-man, we're trying to lock up Travis Kelce in the slot. Is that really Tarvarius Moore? That's who we're putting in the game in the Super Bowl?
Honestly, it should have been Sherman, man-to-man.
Yes.
Sherman could cover. Sherman can run with Sherman can run with the tight end.
Moore had that one. He had that interception, but it was like the ball was batted up. It wasn't really an impressive interception.
No, it wasn't. He was right place, right time kind of thing.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The last thing I want to give you is something I want to see you do with one of your guys, whether it's Jesse or Jason. It was an exercise that I did on my channel, Bay Area Baller 18, and it was I broke down the whole 53-man roster in terms of who I think is going to make it.
Oh, nice.
And it was a fun exercise. Where you're just projecting and predicting. It's something that I want to see you do.
I can definitely do that, man. I'll do it this week. Thank you, man.
All right, Grant.
Have a great day in the creek.
You too.
All right, peace, man. Darius. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I was just going to my closet the other day and I found my old jersey for Frank Gore.
Nice.
My all-time favorite player.
That's a great jersey, man. Nice.
Nobody will probably pass him. But
cool.
I see all this Kyle talk, and here's the reason why I really like Kyle. Before I go to my talk, what made me start liking Kyle was last year when he brought that batted down roster, that injured to gosh darn heck roster, to 6-10. I don't know many other coaches in the league that could have brought that type of roster to 6-10 with 3 different quarterbacks, a whole plethora of different receivers, a way battered down D line that was getting torched every week, and O line that was getting torched. That's what made me really start to believe in into him.
Okay. All right.
My topic this week is would you say is the biggest question mark that you thought was going to be a big improvement from what you've seen?
Oh, okay. Man, it's too early to say. Like, you want me to say like the offensive line? That would be one, but I haven't really been able to assess the offensive line yet. I can't even assess them. I'm trying to be honest here. Yeah.
I've seen clips and it looks like a lot of people are improving.
Yeah.
And it really does look like a lot of people are improving, but there's also a plethora of problems that still are lingering. They probably can be fine-tuned by preseason or regular season, but right now it's still looking like there's a bit of problems. With the whole Julio Jones situation, when the reports were coming out that Seattle was going after him heavy, that's when I was like kind of getting a little bit scared because I'm like, I don't want to face this man 2 times a year. But they didn't get him, thankfully. Before I head off, I want to say, great, you're doing great stuff.
Thanks,
Junior Roundtable was a ball to watch. I was sitting here doing schoolwork, listening to it. It was a blast. And like I graduate on the 16th. I graduate.
Nice, man. Congrats.
Congrats. I'm right there. I'm gonna be way open. I'm actually gonna hit you up on Twitter. I'm gonna hit you up on
Hit
Twitter.
me up.
And start
all right, man.
To you. All right,
definitely, man. Great to see you. It's always a pleasure, man. Congrats on graduating.
Thanks.
All right. Take care. That was wholesome, man. Guys graduating high school. That's great. Jose, what's up?
What's up, Grant? How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So I was just wondering about the whole like Julio situation. I mean, it's for one, shout out to AJ Brown because he got what he wanted with that hype video. But I really find it interesting that every player that's in trade talks, the Niners are going after them. Like, I don't understand why is that. Is it because we're West Coast media, or I have no clue. I'm just trying to figure that out for one. Because
were the Niners linked? I mean, it seems like the media always like, hey, the Niners could get him, and then they don't, and then John Lynch comes out like 2 weeks later and is like, yeah, we were never in on that.
Yeah, exactly.
He always says that, right? We were never. Yeah,
never
or yeah, we kicked the tires a little bit there, but not for that price.
I mean, the only 2 guys that he said they kicked the tires on was the Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, right? Like the 2 like great quarterbacks that were technically available or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just find that very interesting because like it was Odell for a while, and then it was Julio, then Jamal Adams, then
Khalil Mack originally.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be next? Is it gonna be Devontae Adams next? Is it gonna be Michael Thomas?
Right. One of these big name receivers.
Don't forget Matthew Stafford.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
don't forget Matthew Stafford. Oh yeah, it's everyone. Man.
That was the one trade I wish had went through, but I'm not going to give up 2 first-round.
Hey, there was Sam Darnold thrown in there. Man, there were some guys. There was Gardner Minshew. In retrospect, it's going to be interesting. The Niners and the Colts always do things differently. The Niners don't want to pay DeForest Buckner. The Colts do. The Niners trade up for Trey Lance, give up 3 first-round picks. The Colts trade for the other guy who went to North Dakota State, who's older and cheaper. Be interesting to see which one works out. But I like Lance better than Wentz. I like Lance better than Wentz, but Wentz is decidedly cheaper in terms of what you gave up, not in terms of money.
Yeah, and also too, that's Frank Reich's guy. You know, what I mean, like everyone in the media, they
know each other.
He was the one that was a part of the big MVP season. All those.
So if anyone can resurrect his career, it's him. Yep.
Exactly. I mean, DeForest Buckner, man, that just breaks my heart. I still get upset over that. Like,
such a great player. He should have been a Niner for life, Ring of Honor type dude.
Because what was the discussion for why they traded him instead of Eric? Was it because Eric was cheaper, or like
I guess cheaper, like $4 million annually? How do you like that $4 million, man?
Right.
What are you getting with that?
Much rather have DeForest because DeForest was that dude. And
I'm with you on that.
I really believe though. Do you think Julio? I mean, I know last year he dealt with injuries. But I think for the most part, he's usually been healthy for majority of his career. Do you think he would have really made a huge difference for this offense? Because I know Kyle likes Debo as like a running back kind of, and then I know Ayuk is the up and coming guy as a pure wideout. But
I'm curious to see what Julio does in Tennessee because I start to feel like once a guy's body starts to go, a wide receiver in his 30s, why are we expecting him to just turn back the clock? I'm curious to see what he does in Tennessee. I'm kind of take the under one, whatever that is.
I mean, I'm excited for him out in Tennessee because they already have A.J. Brown. They have for what they have already there, and then you add Julio on top of it. I think it's going to really help that offense continue to do what they do out in Tennessee, or even more. The only thing with Tennessee is that defense still going to be any good. They always rank in the bottom third in defense, even though they have a defensive-minded guy as a head coach.
That's the thing. It's kind of important to have defense. It seems like it might be even more important. It seems like what you need is a top 10 defense and an elite quarterback. If you have those two things, you could probably win a Super Bowl. Otherwise, it's going to be hard. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. Why does he never win a Super Bowl? His defense always stinks. Always.
And then I'm just concerned, too, when it comes to our defense particularly is what is the word I'm looking for? What is going to be the plan for next year for that secondary? Because all those guys are on like
they don't have a plan.
Yeah. I mean, and then two is also like just a big one quick thing is I really feel that Drake Greenlaw could have a big season. Because I know Fred Warner is a main guy. That's there's no question about that at all. I'm not saying all pro or anything crazy like that, but I do believe he could be put on more of like a true 1-2 punch with him and Fred, because I know in certain situations they usually take out Dre and put in like another DB. I don't know. I just think Dre could be at least in the conversation for a Pro Bowl nod at least. I think he is going to explode this year is basically what I'm getting at.
I'd be good prediction, man. It definitely could happen. He looks like he's in good shape. Thanks for calling in, man.
Of course. Have a good day.
All right. Take care. All right, I got to jump a couple people into the front of the line that haven't been here before. What's up, Ike?
Hey, what's going on, Grant? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. I got a couple of hot ones, man. So I'm gonna be quick. One of the things is with people talking about Kyle should be fired if he has a good or bad season. It's not even based in reality. One of the things is that if you think that us going to the Super Bowl in 2019 was a fluke, if you think that was an aberration, then you would keep the same track of Kyle being a failure since he got here. We need to have context. All right. Even the years that we were bad, we were losing games within touchdowns. most of the year. Then we had the Super Bowl year, and then our entire team fell apart before our eyes the last season with injuries. That almost leads me to my next question is where's the responsibility on John Lynch? I see Kyle gets a lot of things. There's a lot of like group think that everything is on Kyle just because of his lineage and how smart he is. You even said yourself, you know, Kyle the coach and Kyle the GM. John Lynch is the GM, okay? Not Kyle. And that leads me to my next beef with John is the injuries, the training staff. What are we doing about the training staff? John Lynch has been talking about this since last training camp with the discussions when it really got alarming and everybody was asking, what's going on, John? Things are a little alarming. We got hockey trainers, bro. What's going on? All right. So if we're going to talk about Kyle drafting his guys that have this injury history, where is John Lynch in the room when these things are happening? And who's vetting these players before we get them? And then once we get them, they're under our roof. They're ours. So past injuries, that shouldn't matter anymore because we have pros vetting these potential prospects that come into our organization. That's on John Lynch. If Kyle's going to coach the team.
Who hired John Lynch?
John.
No. Who hired John Lynch? Thank you. So it's complicated. I mean, yeah, John Lynch is the general manager, and he's supposed to have certain
job. At what point is John gonna do his job? Kyle hired him to do a job. So is every time something that leans towards something that a traditional GM would have to take on, I just kind of feel like those are the holes that get filled with, oh, well, that was Kyle. Well, you know, Kyle did that. It's kind of like John seems to be able to hop and skip on simple things that regular GMs get put to task for.
But this is the GM that Kyle wanted. He hired him. If he wanted someone else, he could fire him and bring someone that had more experience and had been a scout. This is exactly who Kyle wanted. Why did Kyle want a guy with no experience?
Which leads me to my next point. All right. And I want to be quick because I know people are waiting.
Sure.
Which leads me to the next point. If the team has another injury-ridden season, and we're talking about the style of play and coaching that Kyle has, what part of responsibility does John have on that with the fact that the training staff is not up to snuff? I mean, these guys get hurt so much that their injuries are like regular talking points. Like we know how hurt they get. That's a problem. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Which leads me to the Jimmy offense versus the Trey offense. Guys, the Jimmy offense is the same offense Trey is going to run. It's just the fact that the offense that we see is ran due to the deficiencies or the attributes that Jimmy can run. All right. The throws are there. He's just not making them. I mean, how many games have we watched where it's got Jimmy missed this, Jimmy missed that? The deep throws are there. He just can't throw them. You know, I do believe that they're going to have an offense centric to what Trey does because obviously he's more of an athlete than Jimmy. But if Trey can just do what Jimmy is supposed to do, I'd be fine.
Good point. Good call, man. Thanks, Ike.
Thank you.
Have a good one. All right. I don't want to make you wait all day, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
So a couple of things. Okay.
Sure.
Couple things. I think you should do a round table of your like best Cohn phone callers. Sometime in the middle of the week. You know, grab them, pick a topic, and let them rip. That would be a good. Sure. I'd watch that.
Okay.
The ones that are
the Cohn phone All Stars. The Cohn phone All Stars.
Right.
Yeah.
Cohn phone All Stars. That's a
Cohn phone All Stars. All right, sounds good.
There you go.
All right.
Another one you could do is probably like your Twitter All Stars, but Twitter might be a little difficult because tweeters sometimes aren't the best phone callers. So
yeah, it's a different skill set. It's a different skill set.
So our friend, it's a different skill set. Eric Davis had a Q&A, and I asked Eric, offensively or defensively, where would you rank? Which is higher right now, and which is better suited to win? And Eric was really quick to answer. And he said offensively. He's like, and I was like, okay. And that got me to thinking is that, it goes kind of along with our defensive coordinator saying that he wants to be more attacking. He wants to be more aggressive. You do that when you realize that you have some deficiencies. Mm-hmm. And I don't think everyone that's looking to the 2019 defense, I don't think we're going to be like that as much. I think we're going to blitz a little bit more. I think you are going to see Jimmy Ward blitz a lot more. I think you're going to see Tart blitz a lot more because I think that they realized that 2019 they had the perfect storm of 4 linemen that could rush the passer, and they don't have that anymore. So
you don't know what to expect from D Ford, Bosa. Who knows how much he's going to play? Yeah, all that. Yeah.
Too many variables, and I also think Bosa is going to be on a pitch count whether he likes it or not. I think they've got too much invested in him long term that they're going to make sure that they bring him along. The other side of that is that I think last year you saw the defense do well, but every team that played against them typically earned their yards, right? There were no big plays. You went down the length of the field, so you were going to see a lot more of the, maybe big plays on defense. They're going to give up a little bit more big plays, but you're going to see probably a little bit more turnovers. I don't think they had a lot of turnovers last year comparatively, right? Because they played it safe. They tackled amongst each other. So in my aspect, I see the offense firing and maybe the defense catching up, much like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of last year. I think their defense sort of started ascending right towards the middle of the season, and they got better, and then they became an issue during the playoffs, right? So I think that's really what you want, and hopefully that's what happens. The other piece is that, when you're 21 years old and you've got a multimillionaire with charisma asking to come to Vegas, you're probably going to come to Vegas, right? Yep. And then the other piece is that, I think Jimmy made a couple of eye-opening decisions when he became the 49ers quarterback, right? And who he dated or who he was seen out with. So it's not even close to
it brings out a side of yourself that you don't know existed, man. You got to check it.
Personally, and I think you're the same way, when you're out of college and you get your first. Right. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
You know what? I can't hear you, but I'll let you go and let other people come on.
No, you were in the middle of a thought at college. Finish.
All
right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So when you're in the middle of college and.
Okay. All right. Next time, get some better headphones. Those are terrible. See you, man.
I get it.
All right. I honestly can't hear you. Those were bad headphones. All right. Niner all day, been waiting all day. That's why they call you Niner all day, man, because you got to wait all day to get on the show. Sorry, man.
Yes,
thanks for your patience. My bad.
It's all good. What's called? Yeah. So around this topic, it's like Kyle Shanahan. Is it his fault or not? And the Dream and Darius put a few points out in my mind, but I want to tell my parts of it. So basically, I feel like Kyle Shanahan only had like one chance of a real, not really a injured roster. So basically 2017, he had his quarterback was Brian Hoyer half of the season. And then I think we traded for Jimmy G, and then he had to learn the playbook and all that. And then in 2018, I want to say it's Kyle Shanahan's fault, but Jimmy G got hurt, and then he had to go and revise a plan. And then 2019 was actually a good year for us. We went to the Super Bowl, obviously. And then 2020 was another injured year. So basically, I'm saying Kyle Shanahan only had one chance of actually getting a perfect roster. What are your thoughts?
I hear you, man. I've heard Kyle Shanahan's excuses a million times. I know them very well. They're legit. But I just feel like no other coach has so many people seeing things from his perspective. Every other coach in the league is like, man, you are what your record says you are. I don't care. Everyone has bad luck. Sorry, dude. But from Kyle's perspective, like, nah, man, you got to see it from these contexts here. You got to see it from Kyle's perspective, man. Okay. I just wish people could rattle off all my excuses in life as well. Like I would have done better when I was 27. I only made maybe $20,000 when I was 27, but it wasn't my fault because, I was injured. And I'm just saying, Kyle has a very sympathetic group of fans, and God love them, because everyone should be so lucky, man. Everyone should be so lucky to get the Kyle Shanahan treatment. I just wish I get it too. I didn't answer your question, but you know what I'm saying, man. Like, everyone is very sympathetic to this dude, and they know his story, and they know why things didn't work out, and there are good reasons. But I wish people would know my story too, man. I've had tribulations and trials, adversity. No one cares.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For my quick second question.
Yeah.
When we didn't trade for Julio, he went to the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, my friend Callie bring up an option that was Jameson Crowder. I feel like he can be like a cheap option too. He could be a slot receiver maybe. He had like his best year was 869 yards, but it could be good for a slot receiver. It's not hard to like try or whatever. We'll have like Brandon Ayuk, Debo, and then Jameson Crowder. And obviously that stands out. My point is he's a yak guy. He catches it and it just runs to the touchdown and stuff. So basically that could be an option.
Jameson Crowder would be a very good option. They need a slot receiver. He's a slot receiver. That'd be great. He's available. Good one. Yeah, for sure. And came also up in Washington too. What's that?
Yeah. What's called for one more thing before I go. I feel like from the 49ers perspective, they're not really seeing Juan Jennings or Mohamed Sanu or Richie James as their receiver. That's why they're looking at like options or whatever. They're not like satisfied that's their third option, but we could see something in Juan Jennings. And
I feel you. Yeah, Juwan Jennings, number 2 receiver. I think they drafted him to replace Kendrick Bourne. If he steps up in the offseason, why would you stick him behind Mohamed Sanu, who has no future? Why would you do that? I mean, this guy's on a rookie deal. You didn't get anything from him last year. You got 3 more years of him being really cheap. Play him. Don't sleep on Juwan Jennings. What does NG stand for?
Oh, Nitty Gritty. That's a YouTuber that I help with, and he's my friend too.
Oh, nice, man.
Business, so.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad I got you on the show.
Thank you.
Go Niner all day, man. See ya.
See ya.
He is a Niner all day. Now we got Korean 49er. What's up, Korean 49er? How you doing? Nice chain.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Got a couple team-related questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Since this is the last OTA this week that the media is able to attend, what are you looking most forward to from what you're going to see?
I'm looking forward to them practicing in front of us and not 70 yards away, so I can see all the players and maybe give a report on some defensive backs, maybe the coverage. Maybe I'd like to be able to do that, because I haven't been. Every time I go, it's like about the offensive players, because I'm having to watch the ball, which is like the lowest form of watching football. So I'd like to be able to say, I mean, obviously I have to report on the quarterback competition every day. I've never really covered a full-blown offseason quarterback competition. You can't miss a thing. But as I'm watching that, I'd like to see some coverage too. And then when the training camp starts and they're in pads, then you got to watch the line play.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I thought about this yesterday, and it started thinking about this more. I'm not trusting that we're going to get a ton of sacks from the defensive ends from both Armstead, because just look on the track record. They haven't gotten a lot of sacks outside of that one season where Armstead got the contract money. So is the team, do you think that the team will actually invest in someone like, we brought the name up before, just a Justin Houston type or someone like that, just because I don't trust any defensive end on our team to get 10 sacks?
It seems like the Niners could have had Justin Houston and instead went the young, cheap route in Arden Key. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is fair. I mean, he's younger. It's just not as good. But it seems like they want to give Samson Ebukam a chance. And I mean, what you're saying is interesting. Don't expect too many sacks from the D ends. Well, they could get sacks from the defensive tackles, Givens, Kinlaw, Armstead. And what's interesting about Ebukam in particular, at least he won't give up containment. I guarantee, I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be rushing wildly from the edge and letting Kyler Murray, Josh Allen, all these guys just leak out to the right the way Eric Armstead did. He's going to be much better at that. And if you try to escape the pocket to your right against Samson Ebukam, he's going to run you down. And that's how he's going to get his sacks. Now that I just thought about it, I love that pick, man. Keep the quarterback in the pocket. I don't even care about the sacks as much, man. So many of these quarterbacks are not as good in the pocket as they are out of it. Keep him in the freaking pocket. Make him be a quarterback. Ebicom will do that. I like that signing.
Because Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray, they're not the tallest quarterbacks. They're shorter than Drew Brees. So, they have to look over those.
Keep him in the pocket.
4, 6 or 5.
Keep him in the pocket. And when people face Trey Lance, keep him in the pocket, man. Because once he gets out of the pocket, he's such a problem.
And
so, yeah.
Would you ask this the next time if they have a press conference on the roster sizes and the practice squad? Because I know they have the 17-game season. I don't think I've heard anything about that yet.
Let me ask. I can ask the PR staff next time I'm there. I can find out easily. Yeah, I'll find out. I got you.
And the last
practice squad roster size. Yes.
Last fun. It's kind of a fun question in my mind. You remember the old 80s 49er script logo? It kind of looked like a saloon logo. Are they bringing that back full time? Because I can't stand the current Nike made logo. It
seems like they bring it back for big games like playoffs and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be full time, but I'll find out. That'll be like a state of the franchise question. I'll find out.
All right. Thank you, Grant.
See you on Discord. Take care. All right. I got to jump this dude to the front. You've been waiting hella long, man.
What's up, Grant?
How you doing, man?
First time, long time.
First time, long time. Where you calling from?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Nice, man. Cool. How'd you become a Niner fan?
Well, my brother in the 80s, believe it or not, I'll be 37 this year. My brother, that was the team we cheered for, and I've been cheering for him since then. So I went through all the highs and the lows and the ebbs and the flows. So what I want to talk about today is the crazy stuff with Kyle, man. Like, I get it. Kyle, believe it or not, Kyle has evolved from what I've seen. So when he first got here, he had the crappy team. He did what we expected to do, lose and get a top 10 pick. What started going sideways was when he passed Deshaun Watson and he passed Mahomes. Now, you get a pass on Mahomes. Nobody thought Mahomes was going to be as good as he was. Deshaun Watson, come on. Got lucky, got Jimmy. Really didn't want Jimmy, but he made it work with Jimmy. You saw what happened when he had a full season with Jimmy, and it worked out fine. Well, fast forward to this year. Everybody got hurt again. Now it's Kyle's fault. I'll say this year he really learned I can't win with scraps. Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard, passion projects ain't gonna work. So I need my guy. Now, it's still a debate if Trey was really his guy.
Right.
It still showed growth, the fact that he said, you know what, screw it. If this is what I gotta do, I gotta do it. Because I'm running out of chances. Because Jed is only gonna take so much more losing. I think if he would have drafted Mac Jones and we lost this year, Kyle Pruitt done. Finito. So it's good to see that he's evolving, and like you were saying, it looks like he's trying to work Trey into his offense. And people say, Kyle didn't really know how to coach him, but you look back to the RG3 situation, he figured out a way to make RG3 great. And they looked excellent. Now, had he not got injured, who knows? They might have beat Seattle that game, because I remember that game. He was giving Seattle the business, but that knee just was too bad. So I think he's really going to fully embrace it. And I think another thing about him is he's learning I have to get guys. So I was kind of upset about the Julio thing, because regardless of what people say, we got Ayuk, we got Debo, but can we really count on them for 16, now 17 games?
No, you can't. No, you can't.
And he needs a guy. You saw what he did when he had Julio. Julio was killing people in Atlanta. Julio nearly single-handedly won that Super Bowl, but you can argue.
Let me say something about Kyle real quick. Let me say something, because a lot of people are coming on defending Kyle, and I feel like you're saying similar things, and I'm trying to understand. It feels like to me that what people are saying about Kyle is Kyle's a good coach. Kyle is a good coach. That's what he is. Every other coach in the league, it's you are what your record says you are. But Kyle is a good coach. See, that's what I just don't get, man. I know that Kyle has his strengths, but everyone else, it's a results business, man. And if he, for whatever reason, has a losing season this year, you got to look at him sideways, like again.
Well, no. And again,
I'm not expecting a losing season. I'm not expecting that.
Honestly, I look at it objectively.
Sure,
it's because of the fact that Kyle was stubborn. The fact that he drafted CJ in the 3rd round, that was the first time I was like, what are you doing, dude? pardon my French, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Nobody knew who this dude was. Oh,
Right.
yeah, man, he's going to be my man, right? No, you passed Deshaun Watson. He embarrassed Alabama twice. Now, in retrospect, with everything's going on, look like you might have got a pass on that one.
CJ never would have embarrassed Alabama in any context, in any game ever. It never would have happened.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying there's growth. There's growth. And there is.
It's growth. It's growth.
He's 41.
Yeah, because he sees now I have to be a coach who makes my system work for my players, not my players work for my system. Yes. And those are the successful coaches. You look at your Pete Carrolls, you look at your Belichick. Some games they're run heavy, some games they're pass heavy. Kyle seems like, all right, I got this guy, Jimmy, for instance. Jimmy can't throw deep. Jimmy can kind of roll out when he was athletic before he tore his knee up. And, that's what he's going to do. He's going to do my offense. But you saw Jimmy made most of his really explosive plays their first year when he was just out there ad-libbing. So I think after getting his teeth kicked in by Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, now it's like, all right. And the final straw was Josh Allen when he was gushing. And at that point, I was like, oh, we trading. We're getting somebody because he sees it now. He
said about Wentz, too. He said about Wentz. And I think, again, the sign of growth, he always wanted the pocket quarterback. He was like a traditionalist. I want Kirk Cousins. I want Drew Brees. It seems to me like the pocket quarterback's kind of extinct because the pocket is extinct. What pocket? It collapses instantly.
It doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. There's no pocket. The offensive line isn't that good. The defensive lines get better every year. And so the quarterbacks who survive are the ones that make plays outside the pocket. And it seems like he gets that.
And that's why I wasn't a big fan of us going after Brady last year because, great. He would have had
He's
all
the only
smart
who can really pull it off anymore, man.
Dude, he had a freaking all-star team last year.
He's a great O-line in Tampa.
They had an all-star team. Dude, Jimmy could have won with that team last year.
Maybe, man. Jimmy.
Antonio Brown, 2 other Pro Bowl receivers.
Now, a lot of those guys came because of Brady. Brady recruited those guys.
Godwin and Mike Evans were there already. So that team was Jameis threw 30 touchdowns with that team. Yeah. So they were just a capable quarterback away. I'm not a big Brady fan, as you can probably tell. I'm not an apologist, He did what he was supposed to do with an excellent team. He caught lightning in a bottle. He looked terrible in the NFC Championship game. He threw 3 picks.
He did.
Aaron Rodgers and LaFleur basically gift wrapped him a trip to the Super Bowl.
That's true. They did. Great call, man. I got to take a couple more. Finish up. Go ahead. Finish up.
No. I was just going to say, man, really like the show. Really dig everything you're doing. I try and catch it as much as I can. I normally work on Sundays and Saturdays, but I catch all the snippets. So I'm going to try and call in more often on my Sundays off.
Please do, man. Phenomenal call. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That was great. Sorry to make you wait, man. Appreciate it. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I was kind of, hoping a lot of people would get to go before me because I had something to address.
Okay, real quick. Logan says that he saw Fred Warner in Vegas. That really disappoints me. Oh, well. How come they didn't invite me? That's what I want to know. I'm around. I'm a cool guy. I have fun.
No, I want to say, though, what that one guy mentioned, the Cohn Phone All-Stars, that'd be awesome. I like that
idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, yeah.
So you remember how yesterday in your Crabtree story you talked about how he had a bit of social anxiety?
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to address because I've been reading a lot more of the comments, especially when I'm on. I also am someone who I'm also someone who has a bit of social anxiety, especially when I come on here. And it's not
interesting.
It's not because I'm scared of the show or anything. It's just I'm kind of nervous because I like the show that much. And a lot of times that causes me to go on autopilot and paint a different picture with my mouth than I got going on in my head. So I want, I'm not kidding. I have it written down here so I don't go off topic because I tend to do that.
That's so funny. Okay.
But
well, I'm a bad influence too. I always take you down tangents.
No, but everyone I think assumes that I think Jimmy Garoppolo is our future and that I don't like Trey Lance at all. And that's not the case at all. I genuinely hope Trey Lance is our franchise quarterback. I just also happen to think that Jimmy is not the worst QB in the world and that he's a solid QB. Also, it doesn't help that I have a $130 jersey in my closet back there. I don't want to get outdated yet, but I do hope Lance becomes I do hope Lance becomes our franchise quarterback, and I think he can.
So you shelled out for like the authentic jersey. You got the authentic lead, like
it's the authentic color rush jersey. I was very excited with Jimmy Garoppolo, man.
Mistake. Okay, keep going.
But no, I just I mentioned it on a comment, I think, on the last Cohn phone, like afterwards in the comment section. Was like, it's always fun to come on here. It's a highlight for me. But I also feel like the past couple times, maybe my social anxieties become more and more prominent or like noticeable.
No, not at all, man. You're phenomenal. What are you talking about? You're hilarious. I love your calls.
Yeah, I try and kind of goof off and give my football outlet here because this is like my outlet.
It sounded like someone gave you a mean comment and it hurt your feelings. Hey, stop being mean in the comment section, man. Especially if you don't call in. This dude calls in every time. It's easy to be like, oh, this guy didn't. No, you didn't call in. Aaron called in.
Yeah, they all have good points. So, like, I'm not going to say that if someone thinks Jimmy's bad, they're wrong. I mean, I listen to you say that like 7 days a week.
No, you're a phenomenal caller. I always appreciate your insights.
I also did have my input on the Kyle Shanahan thing, though.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I might be on the same boat as you for this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a phenomenal coach, or he has the potential. But the thing you always say, and I always tell people when I'm talking about Kyle Shanahan, is his biggest weakness is he just outcoaches himself
constantly.
I I joke about it because it's funny, but like, yeah, I honestly think give him this year, and if we can't make something work, then maybe we consider, maybe he isn't the answer, which would be a shame because he can be dangerous in the right situation. It's just it feels like unless he has all the pieces at once, he just seems to fall flat on his face, and we go 6-10.
I know.
And so what else to add? Oh yeah, not to continue on nostalgia train real quick, but I really grew up and had an emotional connection with like the Niners from 2011 and to 2014. So I'm just trying to remember, since apparently you covered most of those players I loved from then. I really quick wanted to know, how was Navarro Bowman to cover? Because he was like always one of my favorites, Penn State alumni.
He blocked me on Twitter. He never really liked talking to the press. He would have this look like, if you talk to him, he'd have this look like the dead fish look, kind of just like zero expression, like, please don't do this. I don't want to do this. And then when he came back from his ACL or Achilles or whatever it was, the Achilles, and he was terrible at the end with Robert Saleh, I was talking about it. I was like, man, this guy's really bad. He needs to stop. And then he blocked me on Twitter. But the thing about blocking me on Twitter doesn't change the fact that he still needed to retire. So I never really got along with Navarro Bowman.
Oh, that sucks. He was I thought he was always overshadowed.
Great player, though. Great player.
He was. And he and
it's
Willis
okay.
were great. And he had
I mean, he doesn't have to get along with me. It's okay.
He had one of the best candlestick moments ever, like the interception that sent us to the playoffs. I love that play.
He did.
Yeah.
Hey man, wrap it up. I gotta call. I gotta take more calls in, man. I'm sorry.
Well, if I know you're good. If you need someone for this Cohn Phone All-Star, or if you're gonna
absolutely,
do it,
I'll reach out, man.
Yeah, I'm off Wednesday and Thursday in the middle of the week, like the guy said. So.
All right, man. I'll let you know. Take care, Aaron. Good to see you. 49er kid. Guess who's back in town? What's up, man?
Hi. I just had a few questions real quick.
Sure.
So one, do you think that the Titans is like the best place where Julio can succeed?
Not necessarily. It's Ryan Tannehill. A better place would have been, like playing with Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes, but it's a good spot for him.
Yeah. I think he'll play pretty well there.
Yeah, I think so too. What else? What do you got?
Do you agree with the trade? Like, do you think that it was the right move for the Titans to trade a second and a fourth?
I think they might end up regretting it, not because they gave up a second and a fourth, but because they took on the entire contract. That's a lot of money for a wide receiver who needs to play like he did when he was 28, 29, and now he's 32, and he missed 7 games last year. So they're banking on that being an aberration. Let's see if it is.
Yeah, it's kind of a gamble, I feel.
Very much so. Very expensive.
And then
it's got to be great.
I have one last question.
Sure.
I really like Diamador Lenore. Do you think he will make the team? And if he does make the team, what do you think his load will be? Do you think he'll play? Do you think he won't play on the team? What do you think?
I think he will make the team. I don't think he'll play at first unless there's injuries. I think they're looking at him as a potential replacement next year because Verrett will be a free agent. Mosley will be a free agent. K1 will be a free agent. Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore could be the starting corners in 2022, depending on how they develop.
Okay.
All right. Where are you calling from? What are you calling before?
I'm at my grandma's house, but I'm in San Jose right now.
Oh, nice. Cool, man. Cool. Well, have a good day, man. Good to see you.
Bye.
For sure. What's up, man? You're not driving, are you?
Nah, man, I pulled over this time.
Okay, cool. Because I just thought my wife was like, "Yo, that's you can get sued, man. You need to make sure they pull over."
Oh man, I was in like a one way.
Okay.
So like
Anyway,
there was.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
I can tell that you're pulled over because you're looking at me. Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say, man, first of all, you're doing a great job. 49ers
Thank
fans,
you.
don't be mad that Julio went to the Titans. Just be glad that he's not with the Seahawks or anybody like that. But now he's the Titans' problem. I was actually going to tell you, man. They actually put out that there is 55-man roster now. So
Oh, okay, cool.
extra.
Good to know.
So,
Cool.
There's going to be an extra wide receiver or an extra running back or an extra D lineman or an extra cornerback even you can put on each side of the ball. So that's going to make our depth just a little bit better for those injury-prone players that
Good
we
point.
were talking about yesterday.
Yeah. So you could keep 3 quarterbacks. You could keep 5 running backs. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah. I was thinking that that's probably what they're going to do. I mean, they're going to put Wilson on IR.
Right.
They're going to put him on IR, and then he'll sit.
Because you can take him off IR at any time, right?
Until there's another injury, and then bam. And that's another cheaty, like a way to keep an extra player that the 49ers can't do that.
That's true. Good call.
But yeah, man. So I was just calling in to say that I love the idea of all girls. I mean, there's not enough well-spoken female, personalities out there in the sports universe.
My theory is that they're out there, and I just for what it's clear that they're not gonna they need a little encouragement. Like, yo, come on, this is your platform too. I think it's clear, so I think it's a good thing that I've thrown it out there. I'll put it out on Twitter too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And last thing, definitely from what I gathered from people that have met him, and just Defoe was kind of not a nice guy.
Really?
That was a big part of why they didn't want it. They chose to keep Armstead. Armstead's active in the community. He's just he's more of a team guy. Defoe's kind of I'm Defoe. Like I'm DeForest Buckner. Like he wasn't. I mean, I had a couple of friends of mine who were down in Santa Clara for a game. Ran into him. I was up in the room. They were in the lobby, and they ran into Buckner, and he wouldn't even say hi. I mean, like he was like, he wouldn't sign autographs, nothing. So
okay,
I heard
good to know. I didn't know that side of him.
Not the nicest dude. So
okay, good to know, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for calling in. Take care. Have a good one, man. Defoe, not the nicest dude. I didn't know that. He was always professional with me, but that's different. What's up, Michael?
DeForest Buckner will be the Babe Ruth trade of the NFL. They'll regret it for life.
Yeah, the curse of the Bambino.
Yeah, it's the curse of Buckner. So.
The curse of.
But no, I was going to ask you: have you seen DeFord out on the practice field at any time?
No.
Okay, that's all I want.
I'll look harder, but no.
Yeah, I wonder why they're keeping him off the field. They ain't got nothing else to lose.
Yeah, I thought people said he was working out hard and he was around. And they were impressed. Didn't they say that? Didn't John Lynch say that? Where is he? I don't see him.
I mean, you're there on the field. If you don't see him, he's not there, right?
Maybe he's in bubble wrap until the season starts.
Maybe he needs to just go ahead and get released then, if that's the problem.
Honestly, I think if they financially could do it, they would. I think there's something contractually that makes that they can't, that they're stuck with.
I think they owe it to him regardless now. Why not just go ahead and release him and get that spot filled by Justin Houston?
Because that would involve admitting that they made a mistake and moving on, and they don't really do that.
I mean, that's why I don't see Deebo Samuel's getting a new contract. I don't see Bosa getting a new contract. Let's say 2 or 3 years together.
Only way Bosa gets a new contract is if he has 0 more serious injuries. 0. Otherwise, Imagine if he gets another season-ending injury next year or the year after. What would his value be at that point? I don't know.
I mean, didn't we spend $108 million combined on D Ford and Weston Richburg?
Probably.
And went to hell in a handbag.
Hell in a handbasket, as my mom would say. It's true.
Yeah. Got
true.
nothing to show for it.
Zero. Zilch.
So, I mean, there's no reason to pay Debo. Or, I mean, they got to play back-to-back years unhurt to get a contract.
Yep.
You know, that's just my opinion. And if you ain't seeing D4 on the field, that's basically all I called for, to see if you've even seen him or heard of him.
That's another thing I need to look for at OTAs. Who is there but not practicing? I'll get a full list.
Because I know Bosa's down in Florida working out, right?
Right. And Ayuk is there. You see him. Richie James is there. You see him. But who else is there? Someone said they saw Jalen Hurd, so I'll have to look for him too.
You know why you didn't get invited to Vegas, right?
Why?
You can't have Iggy on your shirt and get to go to Vegas. I'm just messing with you.
That's true. That's true. I would have made the cut. They were like, get the hell out of here with that jacket, man. Hey, good to see you, Mike. No, it was fair. It's fair. Good to see you.
But give us a list of who's there. You know,
I will.
Like Ford or any of
I'll
them
give you
guys.
a full of who's hurt but there. I promise.
Yeah.
All right, Michael.
Appreciate
I'll talk to you.
Thank
Take care. All right, man. Wait, hold on. Sorry, it's Raymond's, and then I get to you. My bad. What's up, Raymond?
What's up, G?
What's up, G?
Hey, so I hear a lot of the people come on here and they talk about Kyle Shanahan and how
not your average sports kid got people worked up today.
Man, I'm telling you, the thing
he got people worked up.
Like I think Kyle, in terms of X's and O's, there's no complaint there. There's no complaint.
No, he's got it.
But I feel like when it comes to head coaching, there's just a lot more involved than just X's and O's. I mean, you gotta be able to, I guess, when it comes to your roster composition, to your decision making, a lot of people were saying, hey, John should get flagged. But at the end of the day, if I'm the one hiring everybody and I have final say over everything, then that means that if I trusted this person to make that decision, guess what? That's my fault then.
Exactly.
Work out.
I mean, because he could have had his choice of any the best up and coming number 2 guys in personnel departments. He's like, nah, man, I want the announcer that I know who's a player. Okay, that's your choice.
And I really felt like when he hired John, it was for 2 reasons. Yeah, you got somebody who's really smart. They're up and coming. He's knowledgeable. You have a family history with them. But at the same time, I feel like we all know Kyle is not the best with, I guess, the social environment.
Right.
And John is. John is the best at that. That's what his career
he is.
was.
Yes, he is.
So I felt like Kyle made a good decision in hiring somebody like that who could speak for the team, go out there and say things for the team. But if you remember, there was a time when John was like radio silent last year. And we didn't hear anything from John, and it was awkward. It was like, well, why is John not speaking?
It was during the Kittle stuff, and it was right until John got his extension.
Yeah.
Then he came back and started talking again.
So that tells you, there was something in the background where maybe their split was going to happen.
I think so.
Maybe Kyle was thinking, hey, I'll just run the whole show. I don't need anybody anymore. But
or maybe I need someone who's like a real general manager and can take over because I can't do this, and you don't have good input.
Yeah.
Well, everything's coming down to Adam Peters. Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Peters got that little promotion. Now you see Mike Daniels get a promotion.
Yeah.
It seems like we do got to give him credit when he does start to make a little bit of changes. We just haven't seen the effect of those changes yet to say, hey, yeah, that was the right decision, Kyle.
Good call.
Because up until this point, we've seen the decisions where it's like, damn, Kyle, what were you thinking, bro? You had it. What were you thinking? So
decisions is the thing with Kyle, man. That's his thing because I like his attention to detail is unmatched. He's great at that stuff. But I think attention to detail and big picture decision making are kind of like opposite skill sets. They're total. I don't think they have any intersect at all. They're like there's no Venn diagram there. It's just two circles. So I'm glad it's great that you have all this attention to detail, but now you got to work on this thing too, or show that you have it.
And I think there were a couple telling things. When Kyle and John kept talking about how much Adam Peters was involved in this draft, I think that was intentional.
Yep.
When you start hearing these things come out where they want to mention other people's involvement, specifically, I think the offensive coordinator now, Mike McDaniels, I think it's underrated what some of these decisions are because I think, honestly, Mike's going to have a lot more input into the play calling because he was offered a position with the Miami Dolphins and turned it down. And Kyle gave him that, hey, I'm going to make you the OC finally. I'll give you more control, basically, of the offense.
Right.
So we'll see if that's why the NFL, we'll see if that's why the draft represents the run game because Mike loves to run.
Right.
So we'll see how much that impacts this year. And but hey, let's go Niners. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for taking my call.
See you in the Discord, man. Take care.
Yep.
All right. You're from the Discord. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm in the Discord. What's up, Grant?
Are you in the 510 right now?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm in.
Where you at? Oh, nice. My mom grew up in San Leandro. She lived on Gray Street. She went to O'Dowd. I went to O'Dowd. So I'm not that far from San Leandro. I like San Leandro.
Is that more downtown?
Gray Street is right by it's off like 150th. It's over by that sports bar Ricky's. It's by Ricky's. It's by Ricky's. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more in the Manor area. So
okay.
I'm more
okay.
But
I feel you.
I wanted to talk about the defense first, and I just want to say I think there should be some optimism about the defense because last year I think the pass rush was a little compromised, and they were still able to achieve some good results. I think the cornerbacks played very well, especially when Sherman went down. That's just a result of having more fresh legs than Richard Sherman has. But I think with D'Amico Ryans, he's running into a good situation because they're going to have pass rushers coming back. I mean, we never know when D Ford will come back, but
true. Bosa.
Bosa is going to be coming back, and then we added Educom, so that'll be interesting to see. Let's see if DJ Jones can stay healthy. But
they should do a much better job of keeping quarterbacks in the pocket, and then Kinlaw, Armstead, they really can compress it. It should be interesting. Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to talk about was what is the plan for Trey Lance? Because you have Jed York talking about how it could take 2 years for him to start, which would leave us with a quarterback who hasn't played in 3 years. And then we've got John Lynch saying that Jimmy Garoppolo can still be the long-term guy. And I
think they're just trying to take pressure off of Lance. That like if he's ready week 1, then he's ready and he's a starter. If he's not, then they're just kind of saying like, well, that's okay. That wasn't the expectation. That's all I think it is. I mean, if he's ready week 1, he'll be the starter. And most likely Jimmy doesn't make it through the season in one piece. I mean, that's just his history. So most likely he's going to play this year. They're just trying to like lower expectations just in case he's not ready, just in case Jimmy Garoppolo does play all year. It's not likely, but it's possible.
Yeah, because just thinking about it more and more, because you never get like a solid answer from anybody in the Niners front office. Because
true,
I mean, you don't want to give your plans off to other teams, and you can still use Garoppolo as possibly. I mean, if he stays healthy and plays well, you could possibly trade him next year for get something back. But
true,
it's just a matter of who would want him. New England's got Mac Jones now. There's not really much options on where you could take Jimmy.
True. Yeah, that's a good point too. You're kind of stuck with him, so might as well say that trade's going to take some time. I don't know. Yeah.
We'll see what happens with him next year. I would love to see them, go with Trey Lance for sure by next year, and then keep Josh Rosen maybe as a backup because
that's what I would like.
2 first-round talents, in your quarterback room, first string, second string. I think it would be pretty good.
That's definitely what I would like. I think that would be the way to go. And I think it's interesting that they kept him over CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, who they'd spent years with defending, developing. No, we've seen Josh Rosen for a month. We like him. So I like him too. That's a good sign. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Jack 510. I'll see you in the server, man.
Yeah. My name's Josh, by the way. But
my bad. I thought it was Jack. So it's Josh something 510. That makes sense.
Yeah. So those are my initials. So I mean, you can call
initials.
Me, you can call me.
I'll
Jack.
call you Josh. I'll call you Josh because Jack is not your name. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's all good, Grant. All
Peace, man. Later.
On.
Yeah, of course. What happened to the world? What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Mike. How you doing, Grant?
Nice to meet you, Mike. Where you calling from?
Modesto, California, man. Long time.
Nice, man. Nice. Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I seen your headline and it said why the Niners didn't trade for Julio or try to get him.
Yeah.
That ain't been the Niners' MO for the last 15 years. We haven't got a wide receiver. We haven't got anybody The last guy we had was Anquan Bolden.
True. And they traded like a 6th for him, and he wasn't too expensive.
And that was actually the best trade that they have actually gotten for wide receiver in the last 6 years. You know what I mean?
True.
Everybody has been a bust. I've seen you giving kudos to Craig Kraft and these guys. I'd like to see them actually play. You know, these guys are guys that never get a chance. They play Trent Taylor, and the guy's a bum. I've been a Niners fan for years. He does nothing when he comes out on the field. He makes no impact. Kyle Juszczyk, he needs his own playbook. The guy's a monster. Yep. Stiff arm Minka Fitzpatrick, threw him on his back. You know, after that play, it's like, dude, you unleash these guys. Unleash them. Show what the talent these guys have. But you know what? Kittle had this breakout season, and now they're trying to lean towards, the players that have had a big impact, but they got surrounding players that could make a big impact as well, but they're not playing them. They're not doing nothing with them. Fred Warner needs a contract. That's Patrick Willis 2.0. The guy should be a 49er forever. Nick Bosa, you got 1 year, man. In my eyes, he was a rookie, had a good year. Niners gave him a big praise. Got hurt, been hurt in college. High school as well. Yeah. He don't have to have an amazing season. He just got to play all the way through it, and there should be no reason that they should keep him. But it's, right now, the optimism, like the dude was talking about for the defense, our defense stepped up last year. They played great with what they had, and they actually, to me, they got rid of the cancer. They got rid of Ahkello Witherspoon. The guy gave up so many deep balls and pass interferences in 2019. That guy was probably the top had the most penalties in the league, as a cornerback. And they got rid of him. They got rid of these guys that they had potential, but they weren't 49er potential, what we need. And Kyle Shanahan, they're on the right track. They're getting rid of people that they see that ain't fitting, instead of trying to keep people and try to make them what Shanahan wants them to be. He's trying to go out and get people that fit Shanahan's role, and that's kind of why you see the 49ers kind of switching up, and the team looking a lot better and stuff. They're getting players that actually can fit in his program instead of, hey, we got these guys already, let's try to make them fit with what we can do. You know what I mean? And the guys that they got, to be honest, are nobody. They drafted nobodies for the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Since that defense in 2012, they lost everybody. We lost 21 players. The whole head coach, defensive coordinator, everybody left. Fangio left. Harbaugh went to college. Nick Borland retired off of his first year after. Dude, that guy could have been a stud. You know what I'm saying? But look at what they've had and how the upper management has treated, and how far it's went. I think Shanahan's on the right path, and dude, the head coaching that they've had for the last 10 years has been horrible. They picked up anybody that they can get. You know what I mean? Since Harbaugh, but before that, it was Singletary. They went from, so many random head coaches that it wasn't good for the organization. And now they're trying to stick with something. And I think Shanahan's on the right path. But you know what? Push comes to shove. If these guys ain't making the cut, you got to go with it. You got to cut them. And if there's anybody that comes out that's big again, Shanahan, if you're listening, we need a real wide receiver, a number 1 wide receiver, actually, because Debo and Ayuk are great. They could be a 2 and a 3, definitely. Ayuk a 2 and Debo a solid number 3. But we don't have a number 1. We don't have a cocky guy that's going to go out there and say, listen, throw me the ball. Devontae Adams, those guys, throw me the ball. You're going to give me the ball. I'm going to embarrass this guy. Give me the ball. They don't get nobody like that. And push comes to shove. If anybody ever comes up like that again, Shanahan, if you're listening, we need somebody like that. We need a cocky player like that out there.
Good call, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. Let me take some of these donations. Travis, thank you. 49ers Ultimate Report. I need Game Day Grace on my channel to interview. Yeah, she was really good. She was really good. She was DMing me, and I could have sworn it was a catfish. She was like, "Hi, I'm a 14-year-old girl. I'd like to talk sports with you." I was like, "Man, this is definitely a 50-year-old man. This is ridiculous." So I'm really glad she's a real person. That was scary as hell to me. I was like, "Who is trying? What is this?" So now I know I can respond to her DM. She's actually a real person. It threw me off. Anyway, how you doing, man?
Doing good, dude. Yeah, let's get on to your recent interviews from the past, like that Crabtree one. That was more intriguing. How you talked about the antisocial. I still have his jersey on the closet. I don't even know if I even want to wear it every now and then.
He's cool. I mean, I actually ended up getting along with it. And the story from 2014 was everyone's asking about his foot, and he said, "What you talking about a foot?" That was the exact quote. "What you talking about a foot?" And everyone was like, "Man, that's the best sentence I've ever heard." And I was like, "Well, Michael, you're having a bad season. Your numbers are down. Is it the foot's fault?" And he appreciated that. I like Michael Crabtree, I got to say.
Yeah, he was a bit cocky. He was a bit of a cocky receiver. I mean, I liked his attitude. I liked that when he was kind of having that TL mentality, give me the ball. But when you had Crabtree and Bolden together, bro, they seemed like one of those most interesting receivers we had during the Harbaugh era. But
they were slow, but Vernon was fast, so it worked.
Yeah, but when you look at the times during that time, man, I remember looking at your reports. I had a different opinion back then. I was like, what the hell is this guy even talking about? And then I started getting the opinion of what you said about Jed York, and everything changed my perspective of you. I started thinking, you know what? You got a good point about what Jed York is doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Cool, man.
And looking forward to tomorrow, man. It's gonna be epic. But yeah, dude. Yeah, you know what I really do enjoy about your content, man, is you can mix up the next day and I'll be like, "What are you doing?"
It's true. You never know.
Yeah, you switch up, bro. You switch up to the positive, then you switch up to negative, and because I watch your shit every day. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right, man. Well, you got to keep people on their toes, man. You can't be boring. That's the number one rule.
Yeah, you're entertaining. A lot of people find you more cocky, but you're good, bro.
Thanks, man. It's the Michael Crabtree in me. I'll see you tomorrow, man.
All right, bro. Peace.
All right, bye. Hey, thanks for waiting, man. It's been hours. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta, man.
Oh, cool, man.
I'm down in the Super Bowl, so this is the only time I can wear this right now.
So how'd you become a Niner fan?
Man, my godmother, man, she worked for the Niners back in the
night. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
cool.
So she bought me one of those starter jackets, and I was 8 years old.
Remember those starter jackets are fresh. How come you can't get a starter jacket anymore?
Man, I know. I mean, you can go on Amazon. You know how that is.
It's hard. Yeah. All right, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. So, man, congratulations to you. By the way, I heard Jimmy Ward shot you out the other day.
Thank you. Yeah, can't pay for promotion like that. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Man, I really like what Shanahan's doing, man. I know there's a lot of criticism. I actually was a little bit nervous. I wanted Trey Lance the entire time because I think we need to shake things up. I do like Jimmy, and I want him to get back to the Super Bowl. Even if we leave him, I just want to make sure that he's set up right. And I know that there was a unfinished business that we need to take care of there. Yeah. I think Trey Lance, honestly, to be honest, I thought the whole situation, I was listening to George Kittle, and I was like, dang, is this going to be a locker room divide? Because they love him so much. Right. They love Jimmy so much. So I'm like, is it going to be a locker room divide? But I really like the way things are going. I obviously can't see too much because they're in the locker room and stuff. So we don't really get to hear about how Trey is, progressing and all that stuff. But I wanted to hear your take on, do you think there will be a locker room divide? What are your thoughts?
I think they like Jimmy, but I think they also understand that he's the main reason they're inconsistent. I mean, he can't stay on the field. And I think they were really frustrated by the backup quarterbacks last year. I think maybe a certain segment of that locker room felt that the team didn't have that. Those quarterbacks didn't give the team a chance to win, that they were actually competitive, but those quarterbacks weren't. So now maybe the team actually feels like the issue was addressed. Jimmy's a good starter and he has an opportunity to keep his job, but if he gets hurt, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We definitely have two better backups than we had last year, and that's a good thing. So at this point, maybe the Niners players can rationalize it that way and not see it as a a split yet.
You think they hold on to him?
Jimmy?
Yeah, like the whole season.
Yeah. Who wants him, man? I mean, I guess a team could have a quarterback go down, break a leg, something like that, and then all of a sudden, something like that would have to happen, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, they've already given him $7 million. I don't think they want to give him more just to sit on the bench. It's a lot of money. So when Trey Lance takes the job, I'm sure will they just cut him to stop giving him paychecks? I don't know.
I don't
trade
want
him for a sixth.
Yeah, I don't want them to cut him. I want them to like get something for him if they're going to do that. But ideal scenario is we win the Super Bowl with him, right? Or we get to the Super Bowl. But I think Trey comes in, if not first, because they're drawing up plays for him on the plane and all that stuff. What John Lynch said.
Yeah.
So I think he's really eager to get him on the fields very soon. But I think he's like more like a week 7, week 8 type guy coming in.
Well, the fact that at the last OTA that I saw that Trey Lance got 18 throws and Jimmy got 6 makes me feel like, they're fast tracking Trey.
Right.
Sorry, Jimmy.
He's good too.
It's not about you. Yeah.
I read your article. Was it your article? I think it was like he only missed like 2.
He looked good.
And one was like an interception, but it shouldn't have been an interception or something.
Yeah, no, he hit the wide receiver in the hands and the DB came over and raked it out of him. It's like, hold on to the ball, squeeze the ball, Trent Sherfield. But it's Trent Sherfield. That's the other thing about Trey Lance. He's mostly playing with backups right now. Although he got a 7-on-7 session with starters and immediately threw a 50-yard pass to Kittle. So it's going to be interesting.
One last
Can't
thing.
wait to see it. Yeah.
I kind of disagree with Buddy, the last dude. I think Ayuk, he was kind of got an unfair, unfair shake last year. He did what he was supposed to do with those backups, man. I got a lot of respect for those guys, those backups. Yeah. But man, we needed to improve there, and Debo, hopefully he's healthy, but I think we got 2 good guys that are ready to break out. And then with Kittle and everything, like
I'm interested to see what Debo and Ayuk can do with the quarterback who throws the ball down the field. Because Debo, I mean, like every catch is like 2 yards down the field. That must be frustrating.
I could tell Ayuk was getting frustrated last year. Like he was just kind of
jumping
like
up and down and stuff. Like,
he was getting frustrated.
Yeah, it's natural, but he shouldn't be frustrated now.
I know.
It's gonna be good. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Great call.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Of course, man. Anytime.
All
right, guys. I gotta end the show. It's noon. I just passed the 2-hour mark. If I didn't get you, I'm sorry, but I do this every weekend. Thanks for calling in, everyone. Good show today. I'll be back soon. Take care, everyone.